programming question and the answer. It will help you to prepare yourself for the interviews, especially for data scientist interviews. Although even if you are just a Python developer, even this session is gonna help you a lot. Alright, so we'll start first with some basic concepts of the Python, and it will be like that I'll be asking some question, and then after I'll be giving the answer to those questions as well. So let's go ahead and get started with this. The first of all, I'm gonna ask a question about a variable assignment in the Python. Alright, so if I say, let me first write it here. So there I have a variable assignment, and then I'm gonna ask about which one is correct assignment of a variable. So let's say if I say you have a first assignment something written like this, where dot 1, and then another assignment you have 1 where 1. Alright, and then in the third assignment you have just where 1, that's when the variable 1. Now my question is, which one is a correct answer here? This one, or this one? So which is gonna work in a Python variable assignment? Well, so in a Python variable assignment, this one is a correct answer, and this is a wrong answer, and this one is also wrong answer. Why these two are wrong answer? In a Python variable assignment, you can't use special characters. Alright, so there is a special characters in this one, and if you see it, there is a dot, that is a special character. And then in the case of second option, we have there is a number at starting of this variable. So a variable assignment cannot start with the number. Alright, so this is the only the correct assignment here. Alright, so the Prasant Mahatre is asking question, is this will be recorded and keeping on the YouTube? Yes, it will be available. Okay, so even if you have time, if you do not have a currently time, then you can watch it later. And but I would recommend you to watch it currently so that we can interact with each other. We can ask a question answer. Alright, so this is about the variable assignment in the Python. Now let's go ahead and ask the another question. I'm gonna say that which one, alright, which one is correct assignment of set. Alright, do remember here I'm asking about assignment of a set, and then I'm gonna give here a 3 option for a set assignment. Let's say you have an option of S, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then here you have a second option which says that 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then in the third option there I'm gonna assign S is equal to, then we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So my question is, which one is correct assignment of a set? Alright, so the correct assignment of set is, actually sorry, that should be a curly braces here. So the correct assignment of a set is this one, because this square bracket defines a list, and this round bracket defines their tuple. Alright, so in this way what you can say that this is actually define a set. So with these curly braces you can define either a set or dictionary. Alright, so these are the two definitions for the set and the dictionary that you can actually use the curly braces. Now let's go ahead and see the question number 3 here. Let me give here naming. so that we can follow along. Now the question number 3 which I'm going to ask about, what is a difference between set and tuple? Alright, so the very basic difference between set and tuple is, there you have a set which is assigned with the curly braces, and this set data holds non-duplicated values, alright, and apart from this, in the set there is no indexing supports, If I say no indexing supports, that's mean if you have any set like this 1, 2, 3 and 4, then if you want to access with some indexing, then this is a wrong way to access any values from a set. And for a tuple, the tuple is defined with this round bracket, and in the tuple you can hold duplicate values, alright, holds duplicated values, and it also supports their indexing as well. And apart from this, this is immutable, okay, so set is immutable, alright. Immutable means once it is defined, this cannot be changed, alright. So you can say that once defined, then you can say that cannot be changed, alright. So this is a basic difference between set and tuple. Apart from this, if we ask about which one is faster here, so if we compare the set and the tuple, then this tuple is faster than the set. It happens because in the set there is indexing and few more parameters, few more operations are going on there, but in the tuple in the tuple actually this is immutable, and because of that it is a faster. Alright, now let's go ahead and cover our question number 4 here. So now we have our question number 4. In the question number 4, I am asking about what is the difference between list, we have already covered that one. So I'm going to say that what is the key features of a Python. Alright, what is the key features of the Python? So the key features of a Python which I'm going to discuss here, Python is an interpreted language, alright. So you can say that this is here interpreted language, alright. So if I say the interpreted language, that's mean like we have our C language and C++ other things, in the Python it do not need the compilation before the execution of the code. In C language we need to first compile our whole code and then it find out if there is any error exist in the code. But in the Python it execute the codes line by line, and then it also checks those error line by line, alright. And the another important feature in the Python is this is a dynamically typed language, alright. So if I say dynamically typed language, that's mean you don't need to state the types of the variables. For example, if you are assigning something like a variable is equal to 2, at this time it is an integer variable, but after some time if you assign variable is equal to 2.0, then this become a float type, and again later sometime if you assign a variable is equal to a string, something like this, let's say, then it becomes there a string type. So you can say that this is a dynamically typed language. That's mean the variables do not need to get the first type of the data. A variable automatically defines the type of the data based on the data which it gets. All right, and the third very important feature of the Python language is it is object oriented programming. All right, so object oriented programming. Unlike the C, it's object oriented programming, and even the Java is also object oriented programming. That's mean it allows the definition of classes along with the compositions and its inheritance, and it also do not have the specifiers like in the C we have a private and a public. All those things are not defined in the Python. All right, perfect. And apart from that, there is in the fourth option we can see that this is easy to learn. All right, so Python anybody can learn. Actually the Python is really very easy language. All right, so anybody can learn it. All right, now let's go ahead and discuss what type of language is Python actually. All right, so the Python is actually a scripting language, but in general sense we do it for general purpose programming. All right. All right, now let's go ahead and discuss question number 5, which we are going to take here. Question number 5, I'm going to say that how is memory managed in the Python? All right, how memory is managed in Python. All right, so in the Python, a memory management is done by Python private heap space, and all the Python objects and its data structures are located in those heap data. So there we have a heap. You can say this is a private heap, and user do not need to worry about the heap of the Python programming. That is automatically being handled by garbage collector. You can say there is garbage collector. There is garbage collector. It automatically collects all the garbage data, and if it is not being used, then after some time it destroys those data and free up memory spaces. All right. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and see in the question number 6 actually. I'm going to say that what are the Python modules? All right. So what are the Python modules? Some of commonly used built-in modules in the Pythons are like we have operating system, OS, and we also use their sys. We have a string as well there. All right, we have a punctuation as well, and apart from this we have maths there. We have random numbers as well. All right, we have a pickle as well. So there is pickle we have there, and we have the date time in the Python as well. All right, and apart from that we have there the JSON supports as well. These comes by default inbuilt in the Python. All right, now let's go ahead and discuss what are the locals and global variables in the Python. So we have a question number 7 here. So I'm gonna say that what are local, and then I'm gonna say that here what are local and global variables. All right, so the locals and global variables. So let's go ahead first discuss about the global variables. So I'm going to discuss first global variables. A global variable is defined outside of a function. Even this is also valid for our C programming and the Java or other kind of the programming. If you define any variable outside of the function, then it automatically becomes a global variables. And a global variables can be accessed by any function. So the two basic properties of global variables, you can say that it is defined outside of function, and then any can be accessed, actually let me write here, can be accessed from anywhere. That's mean that any program can access it. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about local variables. All right, so there we have a local variable, and a local variable means any variable which is declared inside a function, that is a local variable, and that local variable presents in the only that function, and this cannot be used outside of that function. Cannot be used outside of scope, you can say, or a function. All right, perfect. Now my question number 8 is, so there I have a question number 8. In the question number 8 I'm going to ask about, is Python a case sensitive language? Case sensitive language. All right, so yes, it is a case sensitive language, because if I assign a variable 1 like this and there is a variable 1 like this, so these two variables are different. All right, so the Python is case sensitive language. Now my question number 9 is here. I'm going to ask about, what are the type conversion in the Python? All right, so what is a type conversion in a Python? So a type conversion means converting any variables to the another type. So first of all, you need to understand what are the data types available in the Python. So the data types in the Python, we have there integer, string, then we have there a float. I'm giving here a round bracket because this is the type conversion. If you write there something, let's say int 2.0, then this float will become an integer. And similarly, if you write somewhere, let's say a string a 2, then this will yield a result of string, that's the 2. All right. So apart from this integer, string, float, you have their hex, binary. All right. So there you have a tuple, you have a set, then you have also dictionary, and apart from that you have octal numbers. All those are the data types in the Python. All right. Perfect. Now let's go ahead, take the another question. In the another question, I'm going to say that how do you define the one-dimensional array and the two-dimensional array in the NumPy? So that's the question number 10 here we have. Sorry, let me give it question number 10. So there I'm going to say that how to define one-dimensional NumPy and two-dimensional NumPy array. So this is really very simple. You can assign one-dimensional and two-dimensional NumPy array by using their NumPy dot array, and then inside that you need to pass their list 1, 2, 3 kind of this. So it becomes finally one-dimensional array. All right. And if you want to again assign there a two-dimensional array, then you can pass here like 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be kind of a list as well. 1, 2, 3. It will become a two-dimensional array. So this is the one way only to define this two-dimensional array. You can also use there a list of tuple as well to define the two-dimensional array. So like you can also give there 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this will also assign a two-dimensional array in the NumPy. All right. Now I'm gonna ask you, in fact it's the question number 11 here I have. Okay. So generate prefilled array. All right. So there are many ways to generate a prefilled array in the NumPy. You can use linspace, you can use zeros, ones, empty, or random numbers. So these will generate a prefilled NumPy array. Like if you say there np.linspace. So np.linspace, then if I say the 0 to 2 and the 9, it will generate 9 values in between 0 and 2. All right. And there is another way to generate prefilled values with the np.zeros, and inside this it also asks about what is the dimension which you want to generate, that you can fill it inside this in the form of tuple. So I'm going to say that here 1 and 2. That's mean you need there 1 row and 2 column. All right. And then similarly you have there np.ones, and then again you need to give here in the form of tuple, that's the size. Then again there is 1 row and the 2 column. And similarly you can also generate their random numbers as well. So you can generate random numbers with like np dot random dot random, and then you are gonna get here 5 cross 5. That's mean this is a 5 rows and 5 columns matrix of random numbers. All right. Perfect. Now I'm gonna ask the another question. That's the question number 12 here. All right. So there we have how you can do the array manipulation in the NumPy. So we have there array manipulation in NumPy. sorry, this is the NumPy. So to do the array manipulation in the NumPy, if I say the array manipulation, there are many ways, but I'm just gonna tell you that a few things. I mean, if you want to, if you want to change the shape of your NumPy array, then you can do the array dot reshape. All right. So this is gonna do a reshape of the array if you want to change the number of columns and rows in your array. Otherwise, you can also insert if you want to change any values at any particular index in the array, then you can also change those values with ai is equal to value. All right. Perfect. Now I'm gonna ask about the 13th question. 13th question, I'm gonna say that how you can do a copy and sorting in the NumPy. All right. So the copy and the sorting in the NumPy is really simple. If you want to copy any array in the NumPy, you can do it with the np dot copy. So it will copy array and copy A actually, then B. So it will make a 2 copy of the array. One is already in the A and the another copy will be stored in the B. All right. And if you want to sort array, that's mean you can write then here A is equal to A dot sort actually. All right. SORT. So there is a sort. This will sort this array. All right. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and see how you can do the array manipulation. Let me add few more points here in the array manipulation. Like if you want to add the two array together, then you can do the np dot append. All right. So there A and B will be appended. Those items will be appended together. And then if you want to insert few values in the array, then you can also write there np dot insert, and then you can write there array, that's the A, 1 and the 2, I'm gonna say that. So those are the array accesses. All right. Perfect. So these are the values. All right. And then you can pass there the axis either 0 or 1. So it will be inserted at the 0 axis or 1 axis. All right. Now question number 14 here, I'm gonna ask about how you can combine two arrays of NumPy. All right. A combined NumPy arrays. So there are many ways to combine NumPy arrays. The first one I'm gonna do here np dot concatenate. All right. So this is gonna combine two arrays together. So I'm gonna say that here A and B, and then finally axis is equal to 0. So in this way A and B will be concatenated together on the axis 0. And you can also pass their axis 1. If you do their axis 1, then column by column it will be concatenated together, and axis is equal to 0. That means row by row it will be concatenated to each other. And then we have also there np dot vstack. So there np dot vstack, and then I'm gonna pass there the arrays which I want to stack together, A and B. That's mean vertically it will be stacked together. And then there we have np dot hstack. So in the np dot hstacks there I have A and B. That's mean horizontally it will be stacked together. So this vertical stacked is kind of, there is two arrays. Let's say one array and then another array will be stacked like this. But in the horizontal stacked, this array and then there is another array. So horizontally it will be stacked. You can say that a row will be expanded, and in the vertical stacks a column will be expanded. In fact, the column, that's mean the column means it will be expanded like this, but in the horizontal stack it will be expanded like this. All right. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and take the question number 15. So there I have question number 15, which we are going to discuss here. In a question number 15, I'm going to say that how to import a NumPy pandas. All right. Yes, so just let's go ahead and see how to import the NumPy and the pandas correctly. All right. So there are the many ways to import. In fact, you can either import with some alias or without any alias. Like if you do there, sorry, let me write it correctly. If you do there import, import NumPy, then this is also correct, but the most of the time you need to write there a NumPy full. All right, but the best way to import it, import NumPy as NP. That's mean this is the alias for the, this is alias of this NumPy. So the NumPy is being referred as NP, and similarly you can do for the pandas as well. Import pandas. You can directly use the pandas anywhere. You can write their total pandas, but this is not the efficient way to import any packages in the Python. Since if name is big, then in general we do use aliasing there. So alias, I'm going to use there again alias. You can write there import, then you can write there import pandas as PD. So this is the best way to use there, and now this PD is being used as the alias of this pandas. All right, now let's go ahead and see there question number 16, which we are gonna discuss here. And if I say there data frame in the pandas is what type of the array? Let me write the question here. What is the dimension of PD dot data frame? I'm going to give you the two options. Is it one dimensional or is it two dimensional? The answer is two dimensional. Pandas data frame is a two dimensional array, and the pandas series is one dimensional array. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and take our question number 17. In question number 17, I'm gonna say here that what is the function in the Python? What is a function? In fact, in the Python, we generally use name there. That's the method. All right. So what is a function or method in the Python, and how do you define this function and the method in the Python? A function or a method in the Python or in any other languages, it is a block of some predefined code which we in general which we use very frequently. All right. So we write there a method or a function so that those repeated code we can use very frequently with the very ease. So those are the function, and any type of the function can be written in the Python which starts with the def, that's mean the define. So there you can say that def, and then you can write there a func. It takes, let's say, the two arguments a and the b together. Then there you need to put there a colon. Once you put the colon, then you need to put there indentation with a one tab indentation, and then you can write there c is equal to a plus b, and then finally you can return this C to from this function. So it will return a value, and then finally you can call this func anywhere like 2 and 3. Then finally this will return the value of 5, because this is being added together, that is the 2 plus 3. All right, now let's go ahead and see question number 18 here. I'm gonna ask about what is a lambda function in the Python. All right, so therefore we have what is lambda function in Python. All right, before I start the question answer on this lambda function, the guys, I would like to ask you, if you are liking these the interview question and the answer session on the Pythons and the deep learning, please do let me. I'll continue it. I'll also continue it very regularly, and of course then if you don't like, then there is no point to continue this. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start with this. What is the lambda function? So there we have a lambda function. Lambda function is a kind of you can say the anonymous function, and it is this anonymous function is known as a lambda function. And this lambda function can have any number of arguments, input arguments, or you can say input parameters. All right. So how do you define a lambda function? You can define a lambda function by writing there like this, lambda. So this is a lambda function, and then you need to pass there any input variables if this lambda function is taking. So there we have x comma y, and then finally you need to put their colon. So this is the input argument in the lambda function, and then there if you want to put there any operation after this this colon, then we have there x plus y. Thank you so much, Siddesh. Thanks for liking it. Keep watching. Okay, I'll continue this series. So there we have x plus y. So what happens there? This lambda function takes the input arguments inside this x and y as an input argument. Then it passes those parameters here, and then it do the required necessary operations. Once it is done, then it finally returns here. So there I'm gonna write, let's say, a value a, and then in this a, by default this now a has becomes a function. All right, or you can say it has now become a method, and if any time if I call there a 2 comma 3, then it will return a value of 5, and if I call there a 5 comma 6, then it will return a value of 11. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and see how does the break, continue and pass works in the Python. So I have question number 19 here. In the question number 19, I'm going to say that how break, pass and break, pass and the continue works. All right. So there I'm going to first discuss about the break. This break allows loop to terminate when some specific condition is met, and then finally it transfers this control to the another line. For example, if I say there is a for loop for I, sorry, I had just started it writing with the, okay, so let's say you have there a list. Okay, so there is list 1 2 3 like this, and then you start with for val in L. All right, and then you say if val is equal to 2, then break it. Then if you say this, when this variable, when this value becomes 2, then at that time this for loop will be broken there, and then the execution will start from here. And let's say if you use the continue, then what happens? Let's say if you replace this break with the continue, so here nothing is happening. When your val is equal to 2, then it will do any specific operation. If you have here some operation, but it will not break the loop, it will again iterate to all the list values. But let's say if you have something there, let's say if you have something to test, if val is equal to 2, and you do not want to do anything for val is equal to 2, then you can simply write there a pass. So this pass will just pass it, it will not do anything. Then you can do something here. So it is like for a pass, if you don't want to do anything, then you can use there a pass. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and see the question number 20 here. In the question number 20 here, I have what does, let's say there is 2 colon and then -1 do. All right, so let's say you have there an array is, let's say 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then if I say there a, all right, 2 colon and then -1, so what will be the output in this case? The output in this case will be in a reverse order. That's mean the final values will be printed like this: 5 4 3 2 and 1. All right, perfect. So this is all about in this lesson. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson, where we will continue our this interview question and answer session.